Yes, people, what is good? Welcome back to my channel. Very, very windy Wednesday evening as we enter February. Spurs are entering February 2024 with yet another win in the Premier League. Tottenham Hotspur 3, Brentford 2. It's Tapping Tobs here, back on my channel with another quick post-match reaction. Listen, today wasn't even so much about a vintage performance. Today was just about getting 3 points, especially after Aston Villa lost at home to Newcastle yesterday. Listen, man, we had to win today. And now Spurs are officially back into the top four, albeit on goal difference. Listen, today, it was a mixed game, man. It was a mixed game, right? We definitely deserved the 3 points. I must admit, I did think we'd win the game. I didn't think we'd concede two, but I was also equally worried about our attack. I'm not going to lie, I was worried about our attack. I was worried about how clinical the likes of Werner, Johnson, Charleson would be in front of goal. I was worried about Spurs struggling with Brentford's deep block. And I think in the first half, in spells, we did struggle. I mean, we started off well, as we always do. We started off well. I remember Kulusevski, we'll talk on him as well, but I remember Kulusevski, clean through on goal, delays, right? And I remember a couple opportunities, Werner on the left-hand side got the ball, nothing came from it. And all I can say is this, like, listen, Brentford, obviously, they still had to stick the ball in the back of the net, which they did twice. But I mean, listen, talk about gifting the opposition chances. It's like Brentford, they came to our ground with a half-baked shotgun. And we literally just gave them bullets, just giving them bullets. Destiny, who had a mixed game, it's mad. He scores a goal. I felt like he played well in spells, but yet he's culpable for 2 goals. He gives away the ball cheaply and literally gives Bentancur no passing option, right? Bentancur loses the ball, they go on and they score the first goal. The second goal, Destiny, literally, I don't even know where he's looking, like, just gifts the ball, right? And it's not the first time, it's not the second time Destiny's been caught like that, man, where he's sort of had a lapse in concentration. But listen, this is what people do with big mentalities. They rise, they absolutely rise. And that's what this kid did, man. Second half performance, much better. Scores the first goal and majorly instrumental in the second goal as well, man, because he's a quality player. He's a quality player, he's a quality talent, and he's been quality for Spurs this season. So, not that I'm letting it slide because he has to do better, but I have some sympathy, right? I have some sympathy, but do better. But yeah, man, listen, I want to talk about how maybe we struggled. Yeah, did we struggle with a deep block in the first half? At times we did. The pace was a little bit ponderous, right? Kulusevski, poor performance. Poor from Kulusevski. You know what, let me not even talk on Kulusevski first. Let me not make it negative because I want to talk on the positives. Let's talk on the positives because, boy, the attack today, I've given them a lot of stick in recent weeks, but props to them, they really came up big. Timo Werner, key for both the goals we scored in the early stages of the second half, man, right? Good cross for the second goal. Played his part in the first goal with the give and go to Destiny, right? Brennan Johnson, big impacts. That's what we want to see from Johnson. We want to see the goals. We want to see the goals, yeah? We need to see the goals from Johnson, whether that's starting or whether that's off the bench. He needs to score, right? But big up to him, man. Came off the bench, instant impact. And you could tell he grew into the game. He wanted to take the ball. He wanted to go at Brentford, right? The game was opening up and he was enjoying himself to a certain extent. And Charleson, what can I say, man? The guy keeps scoring for Spurs in the Prem. He keeps scoring. He keeps scoring for Tottenham in the Prem. So he scored against Man United, scored against Bournemouth. That's 8 Premier League goals this season, 3 assists. Listen, it's mad that I say this, but he actually should be on more goals. He really should be on more goals. But I have to give Richarlison some credit because these are the performances that we've been wanting. These are the performances that we have been asking for. These are the performances that I was thinking he was going to give us last season. These are the reasons why I wanted Richarlison at Spurs initially to begin with, right? And if he keeps playing like this, then who knows what can happen? Who knows what the possibilities are for his Spurs career, right? If he keeps playing like this, then it silences not just my doubts on whether he's able to do a job for us long term, but it silences the doubts of the wider fan base. And obviously, we still got a long way to go for that. But as far as the here and now is concerned, I'm really, really happy with his performances. Not just scoring, but hold-up play, linking up with the other attackers, actually bringing others into play, like facilitating, right? He wasn't up against the easy proper centre-backs today. Very, very physical centre-backs in Pinnock, in Ben Mee, in Nathan Collins, and he more than played his part today. So big up to him, and big up to that whole front three, because ultimately they did the job in the final third in the absence of Son, and we got the 3 points. They were big for us, man. But not just them, the two centre-backs, shout out the two centre-backs, Romero and Van de Ven, always doing a job for Spurs. Defensively, these guys, as a pairing, they're imperious, man. They're imperious. Came up big for Spurs in so many moments for us today in the second half and the first half as well. Who else do I need to pick up? Maddison, it wasn't his best game, I must admit. Had a great start to the game, but second half and the last stage of the first half, very, 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 very poor. Looked like a player that was rusty coming back from injury, and it's to be expected. But listen, it's good to have him back. It's good to have some minutes in his legs, because we're going to need him over the next couple of weeks and months to come. And listen, I got to get onto the negatives, man. What I didn't like about the game, I mean, Højbjerg comes on at half-time, and for all Højbjerg's uses on the ball in possession, he has 2 bites of the cherry and just gives the ball away twice to the opposition, and they're in at our goal. This is the problem. Like Brentford, I don't think they were that good as an offensive threat today in terms of what they were able to manufacture. It felt like we were just shooting ourselves in the foot time and time again. Not just for the goals, but some of the chances that they had. It's engineered by crazy, crazy mistakes and mishaps from Spurs, from us, right? Kulusevski, really, really bad game. I mean, he had a fantastic game against Nottingham Forest a couple of weeks back, and since then, he's been really, really poor for Spurs. Was poor against Everton. Got himself suspended against Bournemouth, right? Was awful against Brighton. Was awful against Man City, and now today, awful again. This is like 5 games in a spin. One of our best players in the team. We need him playing better. It just shows how bad, not even how bad, it just shows how dysfunctional our attacking options are, that Kulusevski can be in this bad form over his last 5 games, and he still is our best choice as a starter, because he is. But he needs to do better. And I'm not just talking about, scoring goals, even though he should be scoring more goals. I'm talking about his decisions, right? Releasing the ball. Today, shoots early. Shoot on your right foot. Cross it early. Take on your man. Just be a bit more clever with the ball like he's capable of doing. Can you give us that, Kulusevski? Get back to the levels that we... Get back to the levels that we know and expect from Kulu, man, because this ain't it. This ain't it right now. We got the 3 points. That's all that matters. Next up, Everton away from home. Big up to Ange Postecoglou as well for the half-time changes, right? We needed those changes ASAP, and you saw it pay dividends almost instantly in the second half. Completely different performance. And whilst we weren't at our vintage best throughout the 90 minutes today, we played well in spells. We played not so well in spells. We were the better side. We got the 3 points, and that's all that matters. But people, let me know your thoughts on our performances today. Let me know your thoughts. Who played well, who didn't play well? What are you expecting against Everton? And are you happy to see Spurs back into the top 4? Let me know your thoughts, people, in the comments below. But until then, take care, peace out, and up the Spurs.